How about this for a stat? Michigan might send 3 players to the NBA lottery this year. That's not just rare, it's almost unheard of.
That's incredible. And it's just one of the big stories coming out of the NBA draft combine this week.
Welcome to DeActa Daily Digest. I'm Joseph.
And I'm Juniper. Here are today's top stories.
So let's start with the combine. Chicago was the center of the basketball universe this past week, and Michigan's front court absolutely stole the show. Ade Mara, Maurice Johnson Jr., and Yaxel Lendeborg all turned heads with their physicals and performances.
It's not every day you see one college team dominate the conversation like that. Maurice Johnson Jr., in particular, made a huge impression without even playing in the scrimmages. His measurements, 6'9", a 7-foot 3.5 wingspan, and 250 pounds, screamed NBA ready.
And it's not just about size with him. Scouts were raving about his shooting mechanics and defensive versatility. He's now firmly in the late lottery conversation, which is a big jump from where he started.
Then there's Cameron Carr from Baylor. He took a different approach by playing in the 5-on-5 sessions, which is risky for a first-round prospect. But it paid off. He scored 30 points, shot 50% from three, and showed off his length and athleticism.
That's the kind of performance that can really boost your stock. And speaking of risers, Jaden Quaintance from Kentucky also made waves. His wingspan is over 7'5", which is just absurd. The only question is his health. He's coming off an ACL injury, but he says he's 95% healthy.
If his medicals check out, he could sneak into the late lottery as well. And let's not forget Alex Caravan from UConn. He emerged as the best shooter at the combine, hitting nearly 75% of his shots and drills. That's a massive improvement from his 2024 testing.
It's amazing how much these players can improve in just a couple of years, but for every riser, there's a faller. Dalen Swain from Texas struggled with turnovers, and Koa Pete from Arizona had a rough week with his shooting mechanics.
It's such a high-pressure environment. A single bad performance can raise red flags for scouts, while a strong showing can completely change a player's trajectory. That's what makes the combine so fascinating.
Exactly. And speaking of high stakes, let's talk about the stock market. It was a tough day for major U.S. indices, with the Dow dropping back and below 50,000 and the NASDAQ down nearly 1.7%.
The tech sector took a particularly hard hit. Companies like ARM, Intel, and NVIDIA all saw significant declines. Rising interest rates and geopolitical tensions with Iran are definitely weighing on investor sentiment.
And let's not forget about crude oil prices, which are climbing as well. The front-month contract is nearing $100 a barrel, adding another layer of complexity to an already volatile market.
It's a challenging time for investors, no doubt about it. But if we're talking about challenges, we have to mention the drama unfolding in La Liga. The relegation battle this season is absolutely unprecedented.
Oh, it's wild. With just 2 match days left, only 6 points separate 19th place from 8th place. That kind of parity is almost unheard of in modern football.
Real Sociedad is a perfect example. They were in the hunt for a Champions League spot not too long ago, but now they're just 6 points above the relegation zone. It's a complete shakeup.
And then there's Sevilla. They looked like they were doomed earlier this season, but they've managed 3 consecutive wins under their new manager, Luis Garcia Plaza. Their comeback against Villarreal was particularly impressive. They were down 2-0 and came back to win 3-2.
It's a remarkable turnaround, but they're not out of the woods yet. They're only 4 points clear of the bottom 3, so every match still matters.
Below Sevilla, it's a dogfight. Teams like Levante, Mallorca, and Elche are all within a point or 2 of each other. Levante, in particular, has been on a tear lately, winning 3 of their last 5 games.
But even with their form, it might not be enough. Opta's simulation suggests that a team might need at least 42 points to stay up this season. That's a record for a 38-game season in La Liga.
Mallorca has the easiest schedule on paper, but in a relegation battle, nothing is guaranteed. Every match is a 6-pointer at this stage.
It's what makes football so compelling, though, isn't it? The stakes, the drama, the unpredictability, it's all there.
Absolutely. Whether it's the NBA draft combine, the stock market, or La Liga, these stories are all about high stakes and how people or teams respond under pressure.
Well said. And on that note, I think we've covered it all for today. Any final thoughts?
Just that it's a reminder of how dynamic and unpredictable the world can be. whether it's sports, finance, or anything else. You've always got to stay tuned because things can change in an instant.
Couldn't agree more. Thanks for the chat, as always.
Anytime. See you next time.